Hello, I'm Gillian Wolfe from Asia Business News with the Australian Market Report of March 23. US stocks slid on Friday as investors remained cautious after an unexpected boost by US Federal Reserve. Some investors started to believe that the gains in the past 2 weeks could be a sign of market recovery. The Obama administration is also expected to unveil a plan to cleanse up to $1 trillion in toxic assets from troubled US banks. The Australian share market closed marginally lower on Friday as financial stocks plunged. The benchmark S&P ASX 200 fell 14 points, or 0.4%, to close at 3,465.8, while the broader All Ordinaries was down 11.4 points, or 0.33%, to 3,405. Analysts said it will be difficult for the market to rally as the previous 2 weeks. The rise in the period took the S&P ASX 200 index up by more than 10%. Turning to key economic facts and figures, Australian Prime Minister Kevin Rudd said it was now virtually impossible for Australia to avoid a recession given the global economic downturn. The economy contracted 0.5% in the fourth quarter of 2008, the first time it has shrunk in 8 years. Mr Rudd's comments were based on very gloomy International Monetary Fund forecasts for the global economy. In merger and acquisition news, the Foreign Investment Review Board has remained silent on its decision regarding Minmetal's $2.6 billion Australian dollar takeover bid for Oz Minerals, amid expectations that the results will be unveiled this week. It is reported that Santos and Deutsche Bank are likely to buy stock in Eastern Star Gas. This is ahead of a possible takeover of the New South Wales state-based coal seam gas producer, citing unnamed sources. And to important corporate news. David Jones says it has no intention to change the percentage of selling salary staff in the business. The retailer last Wednesday posted a 2.4% rise in first half net profit to $91.16 million. Qantas Airways is expected to cut up to 100 senior executive jobs in a management restructure. The company's spokesman declined to comment on the airline's potential restructuring plan and said it is a speculative story in response to the report. Sigma Pharmaceuticals has reported a 3.9% rise in annual profit for the year ended January 31, 2009 to $80.12 million Australian dollars, up from $77.15 million Australian dollars in the previous year. The company says it expects to deliver modest earnings growth this fiscal year. Link Energy announced that its negotiating team was formally notified on Friday, the 20th of March 2009, that other than Australian governmental approvals, all necessary approvals have now been obtained by the parties, with whom negotiations have been continuing since late 2008, for the proposed purchase of the Emerald Coal tenements. Australian Worldwide Exploration has agreed to buy a stake in a Vietnamese oil permit for an undisclosed sum. The agreement will result in AWE taking a 23.33% interest in the permit in the Nam Con Son Basin offshore Vietnam. You have been watching the Australian Market Report for March 23, and I'm Gillian Wolfe.